Reason 4, tying back to my other episode, overcoming obstacles makes you more resilient. Ties back to that whole do hard things to decrease your stress level. You will become so much more adaptable when you put yourself in scenarios that kind of put you on the edge of your seat, that make you slightly uncomfortable, that put you out of your comfort zone. When you do that on a regular basis, you are now entering into a space of growing new neurons in your brain, becoming a literal new person. And that's such a beautiful thing, in my opinion. And that's why I truly love this idea of like standing on the edge of chaos and order. Peterson talks about it. The Taoists talk about the yin and the yang, the chaos and the order. When you're on that balance, when you are trying out things that you're not quite used to, or you're not totally sure about, or you don't really know that much about, you're kind of uncomfortable, but you have some confidence in the dimension. You grow as a person every time you put yourself in that scenario. And if you have a business idea and you're like, I don't really know that much about business or anything, and it's like, great, neither did anyone when they started, literally. And once they started, they were like, oh, okay, I'm seeing how it works. And then they have obstacles, and employees quit or losing money, and it's like, when you go through hard things like that, you're going to become much more resilient. And the small things in your life that used to bug you, you're going to be much more able to handle them with a calm and collected mind. And I think that's a true important lesson. Like, let's tie it into Noah's Ark real quick. If you're able to build your life and build the ark for you and your family, and make it stable, and make it, make your life stable so that it can weather the storms that are going to come. When you build your life like that, the small things in life aren't going to set you off and send you into extreme chaos. So let's talk about the yin and yang. I'm trying to draw it with my hands, not very possible. But you don't want to be too far into the chaos dimension where the waves are crashing in and you're drowning because you honestly, you've completely shifted your direction and have no direction whatsoever. Like, I'm just trying to think of a scenario where you're in absolute chaos, where it's like you took on $50,000 worth of debt, but you didn't understand why, and I don't know, you just sold your house. I'm trying to think of a trash example of how absolute chaos is not a great idea. But on the other hand, absolute order is really not a good idea. Like, how interesting is your life when you do the exact same thing every day? You don't really try to learn that many new things. You don't try to grow as a person. 5 years down the road, after a family reunion, someone asks you what's new, and you're like, nothing much, same old. It's like, wow, that stopped the convo pretty quickly, and wow, you can even hear that in their voice that they don't really think they're very interesting. They know they're not interesting. And it's like, I'm rambling on, but that's why, when you have no growth and you're stagnant in life, you're falling behind. I'm trying to think of good quotes for this, and there's some on the tip of my tongue, and I can't quite go and get it. But it's like, when you're teetering on the edge, when a gymnast is at a competition and they're like, okay, I could either do a move that I know I could master every time, and that I have mastered, and I know I could stick right now in front of all these judges, or I could try a trick that I've only gotten like once or twice, but I think I could do it, and it's worth the risk, because if I do it, it would get me a 10 more than this easier maneuver would. And so then they try their absolute best. They teeter on the edge between order and chaos. Something beautiful and meaningful occurs when that happens. And I'm getting some of this from Peterson, but it's such a beautiful idea. And That's why I'm a huge fan of doing hard things. Get in the sauna, get in the cold plunge, fast, do the HIIT workout, get out in the sun and run. Honestly, literally, there's a lot of other hard things you could do, but those are kind of the things that I do that are hard. Also, put in the work after your work. That's a hard thing. Either way, like, you grind your 8 hours and then you, instead of sitting down on the couch, you grind for 1 or 2 more hours on your computer thinking of your business idea. You're going to become more resilient, more adaptable, and you're not gonna have that stagnancy. You're gonna be able to tell your family members at the reunion, my life hasn't just been stagnant. I've done the same thing with work, grown in that dimension, but guess what? I have a new venture. I have something interesting that I'm passionate about. I find that to be a beautiful, and ties into reason, I think 5. Other people will look up to you for inspiration. It all ties in at this family reunion. And you're telling your younger cousin, or you're telling your aunt and your uncle or whatever, and you're saying, I had this idea and I've been trying it and it's been going pretty well. I've been learning a lot and I really do enjoy it. And it's so beautiful, in my opinion, to see when people are doing something like that. When I see someone going out of their comfort zone and pushing themselves and believing in themselves and pursuing something that they truly are passionate about, I'm like, props. You're truly inspiring. Get me more times where we can hang out, because I want to hang out more with you. Those are the kind of people that inspire me. And, we live in a very, very interesting society where life is pretty easy. A lot of people don't have to put in that much hard work, and they can get quite a bit of money. They can sit and get tons of food delivered to their door and sit on a computer and make money doing so. Life is not nearly as hard as it used to be. And sometimes when life is super easy, people become weak. They take the easy path. They take the video game, junk food, porn route. That route is very easy. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And, when you take the route of being extraordinary, you're going to motivate people. And I think more people need that. It's like, don't you want to be the person in your friend group who started something and inspired other people around you to move, instead of the person that held people back from their dreams? That's the person I want to be. It's easy to be great nowadays because most people are weak. David Goggins. It's like, if you want to be great at something, spend 18 minutes a day for the next 100 days, and you're going to be pretty great, because 90% of the population has never done that, whatever thing you're trying to do. And in my opinion, that is it's easy to be great. Go for it. Do it. I believe in you.